Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth. I go by the username Be More Creative both here on YouTube and on Instagram. So I'm back with another Flosstube, and I have to say it is all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. I now realise that this video should have been last weekend for some reason. I think it's because I don't have my planner. My planner keeps me on track of what I'm meant to be doing, when I'm meant to be doing it, and without that I've been on holiday for 5 weeks, well 4 weeks, and I'm completely all over the place, so I am apologizing for that. Also, I am filming this at 12:10 Saturday Sunday night, so it is now Sunday morning. I filmed this video, I guess, yesterday. It feels like today still. So I filmed this video Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning. And it was a lengthy video. It was about 45 minutes long. And then I realised, for some reason, my camera, because I'm filming on my phone because I didn't bring my camera with me, my phone stopped recording the sound about halfway through. So that was a no-go. The lighting was terrible. We are going to redo this video. So, all to say, I am very tired, I am all over the place, and I am sorry for that. But a very warm welcome to new subscribers. I've had a couple of new subscribers. I'm not always this out of sorts. Actually, let's be honest, I'm mainly out of sorts, all over the place. But I normally do try and keep my routinely 2-week schedule. But yes, and I have lots and lots to show you today, and lots coming up in the future. I've been working on some future plans, so if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. To everyone who was following me, a very warm welcome back. You know how I am on this channel. You know I love cross stitch, and we love having fun and creating new designs on a regular basis. So thank you, and a very warm welcome back to everyone. So I have a lot to show, a lot of haul in this video. I haven't done a haul in quite some time, but I stumbled across a jackpot of a sale on a French website, one that I've never used before, and they were doing like a complete destock of patterns because they were, I think they were moving premises or just like clearing out stuff. So they had a huge, for 3 days only, huge sale on patterns. So I jumped at that and ordered quite a few patterns that I have to share with you today. But let's jump in with finishes. So I have 3 FFOs to show you. These are ones that you have seen recently. So the first one is this one here, which was the pattern I released as a freebie on my channel. You can still find this one. This was for World Cross Stitch Day this year. This is my, I can't remember what I called it, my mini sampler. This is stitched on 16 count French country latte, or it might be mocha. I think it's mocha. I'm not sure, but the information will be down in the description box below. Stitched using DMC 321, which is my favourite red, and it is just a cute little finish. I said in the video where I shared this one, I'm still not 100% sure if I want to add things to this. So I keep thinking maybe I'm going to add some twine or a bow, or even go out and do like a floral decor at the top of this. And it looks lovely with it. At the moment it's just finished on this little bamboo wooden tray that I picked up from a shop called Action here, which is pretty much similar to like a pound shop type thing. It's just a cheap shop, and I keep thinking, yes, I'm going to put these things on. I test it, it looks amazing, it does look lovely, I do really like it, but then I quite like it plain. And I am planning, I have already designed 2 other red samplers, mini samplers to go with this, because I do want to have like a little, I'm not sure if it's going to be a tier tray or a shelf or something where it's just like mini red finishes. and it would be nice to prop things up using the tray. So if I'm using a tiered stand, I can have this up and then have like a pillow resting against the side. So I'm still not sure. This piece, I have a feeling, is going to have, over time we'll have stuff added, taken away. The decor of this will change, which is why I love simple finishes like this. So that one is a freebie, it is on my channel. The next two are my freebies on the 17th for the month of August. This is Broomstick Parking and Broomstick Cafe. These are both stitched on the same fabric. This is 16 count Chromatic Alchemy in Yuan Yang, I believe, using DMC thread. Now this is, a lot of people were asking on my last video and my Instagram post as well, is this really the same fabric? It is. The fabric I had was very mottled. What I didn't realise is because I was stitching it in one big thing, this one I placed on the lighter side of the fabric. You can probably see, if I tilt it, you can see the modelling that matches this one. But there was like a very light patch in it, which has ended up being most of this pillow, and this one is on the very mottled side of the fabric. So they are the same thing. They do match in real life. This one is definitely lighter, but you can see the mottling that matches the other one. I used this gorgeous fabric that I bought from a French market. I bought a whole metre of this because I fell in love with this fabric, so you'll see that in a lot of my finishes. But these two are my freebies for this month on the freebies on the 17th. So there is a playlist if you go onto my YouTube channel, there is a playlist freebies on the 17th, and that will, in each of those video description boxes, will have a free chart depending on the one. So this is the month of August. I really love those. I'm looking forward to being able to decorate with that. The next finish I have is a little tiny finish. This was the freebie from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is a lioness pattern. I actually stitched this while watching the game last week, and I have to say, so proud of the lionesses. Well done. It's a shame we didn't win, but Spain was just playing so strong. But to get as far as we did, I'm super proud of them, and I think they've done the nation proud. So this is just a little freebie that I stitched. I stitched this on 22 count Hardanger white. I picked up a lot of Hardanger fabric because it was just so cheap here, and I love stitching smaller things. I quite like stitching on the Hardanger, the 22 count. It just makes it nice and sweet. And I used threads from Stash, so it's not the cord for threads. I used some DMC and some paint box threads. I bought a kit of the Lovecrafts paint box threads, which I have over here, so I have like a full colour range if I wanted to, as I've done here, stitch something completely random. So not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I think I'm deciding whether I want it in my journal or whether I want to finish it as a little pillow and have it in like a little patriotic. I've been feeling like having like a little patriotic tray with different finishes. This would be super cute in there. So not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but I have finished the stitching part. So then my next two is from this pattern here. This is the hands-on design Oh Christmas 3. Now this has been released to the general public. Now that sounds really weird, general public. It was an exclusive to the Jingle Bell retreat, like online retreat from last year. That's where I picked my copy up from, but it is now a general release, so anyone can get this now. And this chart I absolutely love. This is definitely one that I'll be keeping in my collection, definitely one I'll be stitching again. I had previously to this video, I showed you before, I stitched the pieced one. So there's three, this is piece. I have changed up the colorway in this. I'm using DMC Diamant in 3821, B5200, 321 and 320. So there's the first one. Then I stitched up, these only took me a couple of hours each, they're so quick. I stitched up Joy, and the last one is Noel. So all of mine are stitched on 16 count chromatic 16 count chalkboard black Aida from Permin Witch Out, which is what I use for a lot of my ornaments. I am going to be finishing these. I think I'm going to be finishing these in the round. But a couple of things I wanted to say about this quickly. So someone asked me about the DMC Diamant, because I do use the Diamant quite often when I'm using metallic thread. I think it is so much easier than stitching with Chromatic or Rainbow Treasures, things like that. The couple of tips that I have for you when stitching with this is I use a needle specifically for this. So I'm using a 24 count, a 24 needle or a 26, depends on which fabric I'm using. And those needles that I've used for metallic thread, I only use for metallic thread, because I find if I use normal thread in them afterwards, it just destroys the thread. It tears it up. I don't know what the metallic thread does to the needle, but have a Pacific needle or 2 different sizes, Pacific needle for metallic thread. The next thing is I work with a larger needle, so that's why I use a 24 or a 26, depending on the fabric. For this one, the 16 count, I used a 24, and I just find that so much easier for threading the needle and keeping hold of it. I just find it so much easier with a little bit of a larger needle. The other thing is I cut shorter lengths. I don't work with huge long lengths, because as you pull it through the fabric, it does fray, it does break apart. And the other thing is, if it does fray, like if it starts to fray and I really start to notice it, I just get rid of the thread. There is so much thread out there for the DMC. I'm really not going to try, like with my other threads, I try and push it as far as I can, and literally I'm playing chicken with the thread at the end of it. But with the DMC Diamond, I find it's just not worth it. It looks terrible when you start working with the frayed threads. It doesn't stitch very well, and it just makes it miserable to use. But the way I stitch with it, I really enjoy stitching with it. I have no issues whatsoever, so definitely love those. I will be stitching these again. I think this chart is one that I would say you definitely need to have in your stash. There's not many charts that I have in my stash that I say is like a must have, because there are so many out there, but this one I think is a must have chart in your stash. This is brilliant. If you're going out for dinner closer to Christmas, absolutely gorgeous little gift to make for the host. Absolutely adorable. These stitch up so quickly that you could stitch these up and give them away for gifts, things like that, or if you're doing a charity event. Absolutely gorgeous. This one will be staying in my stash. This one I will definitely be stitching again. I'm already thinking of another colorway to make this match some other ornaments that I have. I just think they're so versatile. They are finished in a circular form, but I think you could quite easily finish that in a square pillow. I think the most rounded one is Joy, but even this one I think would finish in a square little pillow or a square ornament. No issues at all, just because it is a round ornament on the front. That's how I think I'm going to finish these ones, but I have no issue. I don't think they would look bad in another shape, in a square or like a small rectangular shape. I think they would look absolutely fine. So really enjoyed that pattern, definitely one I will be stitching again. And the last finish I have is actually a finish for now, and this is Tiny Modernist All Hallows Eve. I finished part 2, which is this block over here. This block was a nightmare to stitch. I don't know what it was about it. I just really struggled with this block. I made so many mistakes. There is so many little personalizations, shall we say, to this block here. I really have no idea what I was doing with this block. I miscounted so many times, but I love the way it looks. I am absolutely loving this piece. She is releasing 1st of September is the Christmas one. Looks to be the same size. I'm thinking I might stitch it as well. She's released the free border. I'm definitely thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure. Her colours are completely out of my Christmas colours, but I'm so enjoying this Halloween piece, and it is such a simple thing that you can take the block and stitch. For me, it's a couple of days of stitching, because my days are not full days of stitching. They are at the moment in the summer, but even then, most days I'm getting like 2 hours stitching. When I'm back at work, some days are like 20 minutes. I'd say that took me probably about 3.5 hours with the amount of unpicking that I had to do, but about 3.5 hours to finish that block. They're super simple, they're quite small and easy to stitch. So definitely loving that stitch along, and I'm super glad that I'm keeping up with it. A stitch along I haven't been keeping up with, but I have stitched a little bit on it, so I made a little tiny bit of progress. This is the Dark Queen of the Earth Sow. This is the Autumn Lane Stitchery sow. I am stitching on the Under the Seas 28 count Lugana in Gilded Oak with all of the called for colours. I am now using Pattern Keeper for this, but all I got done was the greens down here. I am struggling to see the fabric. I think as you know, if you have been watching my channel, I do have some issues with my eyes. I have an eye condition, and it does mean sometimes I really struggle to see, and this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I love this fabric, but I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it is the pattern combined with this fabric, but I am struggling to stitch that one. So what I decided with that one is it is going to be pick it up, do a little bit at a time, and just keep making small progresses. That's not going to be a focus piece. I do want to get it done, but it's not like I want to get it done right now. I can stitch it at my own pace. The next piece I have, I am really surprised about, because this is my first time stitching on linen, and I'm loving it. This is Boo Spook Horn. I haven't got very far in this, and I'm sorry I don't have the photo to show you. This is the Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon exclusive for this month. I actually signed up for her Patreon this month just because of this chart. Basically it says Boo Spook Haunt Spook Boo across the top and the bottom. It's going to have some ghosts in the middle and flowers. I'm stitching this using the mainly the called for colours. I have changed the placement because hers originally was on a grey fabric. I've gone for a light fabric, and I think this was meant to be in white. I've done it in the I think it's 648, the grey, because I think I prefer it on this. I'm stitching this on 28 count Picture This Plus linen in Ancient. Absolutely love this piece. I'm really surprised because I've never stitched on linen before. I was struggling at first because it is definitely not equal, and that was bugging the hell out of me. But when I got past that, I really started enjoying it. So I do also apologise, I don't iron my pieces before they are finished. I prefer just to keep stitching on them, so sorry about that. But yeah, so that one I'm loving. I'm just doing a little bit at a time on that, but saying that, I got this done in one day, which I was really impressed with myself for that. The last whip I'm going to show you is my Lady Claws. So this piece, as I said at the start of the summer, this piece is just my fill-in. I have Lady Claws and Santa Baby from It's So Emma. I've got it, it's on a 14 count blue aida. I'm not sure of the exact name. I think it's a DMC aida low, and I'm using the called for colours. What I did with this one is I like to have a fill-in project on the go at all times. By that I mean it's something that is all outlined, or huge chunks of it are outlined, so it is ready for me just to pick it up and stitch on it. So this piece is a travel piece, this piece is a work piece, this is a I'm watching TV with the family and I want to stitch, but I need to focus on what's happening in the program or what is going on. So I have finished all the red. I think I did this while I was traveling, so you haven't actually, I don't show this every week, but there has been a lot of progress on this. So when I was traveling a couple of weeks ago, I stitched this, and then recently I've just been working on her hair. So that's something I hugely recommend, is have a piece which is mainly fill-in. There's always times where you want to stitch but you can't focus, and having something like that, it works so well. It's so easy for me to be sitting chatting away with people and just have that out. I don't think it's rude. My family know I love stitching, so if we're watching TV, if they're just watching TV, I can sit and stitch. Or if we're sat around, they were playing cards the other day and I wasn't playing with them, but I sat with them and stitched. That was the piece, so that way I can pick that up, I can focus on it. I really do love having a piece like that. So I think that is all of my whips, and now on to the haul, which, just to preference, this haul is, I don't normally get this much stuff in such a short period of time. This has been over the past month, but I do understand there is quite a bit of stuff here. As I said, I'm currently on holiday. I'm with my parents. Well, I'm at my parents' house in France, so I kind of think of it all as a holiday, but I don't as well. It's like coming home. But there is things that I wanted to buy here because it was cheaper than in the UK, and then also I managed to get the super good deal. So the first thing I really wanted to do is I really wanted to try some Auvergne different silks, and in France they're a lot cheaper than in the UK, so I picked up a couple of different sample packs and then one that I have kitted for a Hands Across the Sea sampler coming. So I didn't want to kit an entire project with them because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get around to stitching that project, and also that was going to be quite pricey doing it that way. But then I was looking and you can get sampler packs. So the first one I got was the Auvergne 6 Soie d'Argent in the vintage colour range. I absolutely love these colours. I fell in love with them as soon as I saw them. I'm not going to take them out of the packaging because it'll be easier to put them in my suitcase like this. But yeah, this was 19 euros, so about £17. And I love the fact that the colour range was already picked for me. So I think I might be designing with this. I'm not sure. It will either be I create a design just using these colours, or I see a chart and want to stitch it. There is actually a chart I have bought that I'm tempted to stitch this colourway with. The next thing is I wanted to try some of the 103 threads. Now, I feel like I've jumped in at the deep end with the silk. I don't really know much about stitching with silk thread, but I was quite interested in it, and these were such a good price range for these little sets. So the first one I got is the 103, the classic set. So you've got a dark blue, red, black, grey, neutral kind of ecru colour, and a white. I just thought this was such a versatile set to give a try. Absolutely love that one. I haven't tried stitching with them yet. I couldn't help it. This was like my holiday treat to myself. The next one I got, this one was on sale, which is why I got this one. I think this was under 20 euros for this set. And it's so out of my colourway. This was the flashy colour range. And those colours are so bright and beautiful, but they did remind me of one of my friends. And I know that she loves getting little ornaments and things, so I might be stitching an ornament with this. As I said, I've never tried them before. I wanted to try one, and when I saw this one was on sale, I was like, well, I have to get this one. And then, because I wasn't really sure, there were so many different types. You could also get the Discovery packs, which were a colour family, so like blues, but you could get the Soit Oval, the 103s, the Surfines, the Parises. I don't really know what the difference is, and I haven't really done too much research. This was kind of like a splurge jump in, but I also do embroidery, so I thought they would be good for that as well. This is the Soit Surfine in the vintage colourway. Absolutely gorgeous. I know this is similar to the Soit d'Alger ones that I got, but absolutely love those. So, and then the last one I have is I picked up 2 skeins of the Soit d'Alger in 2925, which is this gorgeous red. And I picked this one up because I have picked up, it's been delivered to the UK, the Hands Across the Sea. I think it's the Florence Loire. It's just a red sampler. It's one that's been catching my eye for quite some time. But I'm not really a sampler person. I've kind of stayed away from samplers. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I think they're stunning, but it's not necessarily my favourite type of stitching. But on the Florence Loire, I will show it when I get back to the UK and when I pick that one up. I know it's already been delivered, but that one, it was the saying on it that got me. So, and that I thought would be really sweet to add to my little red samplers. So that one, I've picked up the called for threads, which I don't always do, but I thought I would give that a try, and that would be a nice way to try the Soit d'Alger silks. So on to haul, and the first one I picked up was, I'm not going to take these out of the packaging, I'm sorry, it's too late to do that now. Silver Creek Samplers Flying Lessons. Now I actually picked this up because Nicole, I can't remember her surname, I will link her channel below. She is currently doing a stitch along with this chart that they're actually going to be on part 3 out of 4. I haven't even started, but what I will probably do is I will like watch the live videos when I'm actually stitching this. But I just thought this would be so much fun and so simple to stitch for Halloween. So that, and Nicole showed that she was going to be doing finishing hers on a Chantel 141 cross stitch stand, which Chantel doesn't deliver to the UK. But when I was on the website Cassisenia, I found this. This is an MP Studio little Halloween lantern stand, and I've worked out that if I stitch this on 20 count or 22 count, it will fit, being able to hang off of there. So I'm not sure if this is going to work. This may end up being another finish, but I thought that would be a super cute way to finish this and have this as like a as a sign, which is what Nicole is planning to do with hers. Her stand is obviously a lot bigger. Mine is just like a little, it is like a little MDF wooden stand. It has got a little base there, but I just thought that was super cute. This wasn't too expensive, so I thought I'd grab that and have that as an option for finishing. So I did buy a lot of charts, but I did pick these ones up. These ones weren't in the sale, these were from another website, but I've been looking everywhere for the Stacey Nash Primitive Animal Crackers, but the snowmen. So this is Whitaker and Paisley, and these are older charts. These are from 2018, I believe. But when I was looking before in the UK, I could get one but not the other one, and I kept saying no, if I don't want to risk just being able to get one. I want to have both, because I do want to finish them as little ornaments and have them on my wintry display. So super glad that I managed to find both of those together. And then we're on to sale charts. Now the first ones that I got are all Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread, because it is getting harder and harder in the UK to find these, and I just thought these were adorable. So the first one is Boo to You. Absolutely love that one. Super fun to stitch that one up. I'm not sure, I may change the colours. I don't normally stick with cool floor colours in these. Peppermint Pals, fun little snowman, and what's this one called? Merry Old Soul. So I did get 3 of that same little series. I thought they would be fun. The next one, this is quite a big one. I'm not sure I'm going to stitch all of this. This is 3 Black-Eyed Susans. It is 126 by 191. I just loved the pumpkin witch standing on her cauldron, so I may end up just taking that part out and stitching that part. I'm not sure yet. And the last one is Ho Ho Ho. These were all in the sale, so that's why I picked those up. I picked up the Hands-on Design Chalkboard Ornaments Christmas Collection Part 1. I thought after stitching the other ones, these ones would match it quite well and simple to change the colours. This one does come with the little embellishments that you can see on the finished part, the chart there. And I do apologise about the glare. This one, I just thought this was super sweet. I thought I could finish this with the little red samplers. It might be a little bit of a change. This is Vintage Sewing Set by Tiny Modernist. There is an awful lot of black stitch in this as well, but cute. It does show on the back a chart that's an extract from here, but where they've grouped it together and changed the format to make it into a little ornament as well, but I can't show you that because it's just the chart. The next one is, I absolutely loved, I've never stitched a heart in hand, but I thought this was super sweet. This is the Doodles Autumn, and I picked up all of the called for colours. I just loved her colourway, absolutely loved her colourway. So I picked up all of the called for classic colourworks. There's 1 week's dye works in there as well, all of the called for, except for it calls for 12 grain. I'm just going to be using a DMC, the DMC white. I don't think I needed the 12 grain, but I did get all of the other classic colourworks. And this is quite funny. So I bought this all kitted up, and then I saw the Tiny Towns. Now I've seen these a lot. This is the Halloween one, and I got this one and was planning to use this colourway for this, which I still am doing, because I love this colourway, and I thought I'm going to have these out at the same time. I don't really have a big difference between autumn stitching and Halloween stitching, so I thought this would be super sweet in that colourway, and have it out at the same time. And then literally the day that this chart arrived, I saw that Celia Turner from Heart in Hand put out that she is releasing at the Needlework Market the Autumn Tiny Towns, so I will also be grabbing that one. But I still plan to use the same colours for the Gather, for the Autumn Doodles in this one. The next one I picked up was the Seaside Tiny Town. Now I was really debating between a Honey of a Tiny Town, which is the B one. There's actually a picture on the back here. And this one. Now the B one was my original pick because obviously Be More Creative, I do the B theme. I have so many B charts and yet I haven't stitched any of them yet. But this one got me because of that lighthouse. I absolutely love that lighthouse. We used to go on holiday to lighthouses. So I picked up this one first, and then I do plan to pick up the other Tiny Towns. The next one probably will be Christmas. So depending on when I get the other one stitched. If I stitch the other one before Halloween, I will definitely pick up Christmas. And then the B one when I've stitched this one. Then someone actually messaged me about this chart on a Facebook group that I'm in, because I work as a house mother, and they saw this chart from Lizzie Kate, which is called How to Be a Mean Mother, and was like, she knows me quite well. We've been talking online for a long time, and this is definitely me as a house mother. So I love that chart. When she showed me this one, I went on the website and turned out it was only like €3 for this chart, so it was meant to be. This is the one that I'm thinking about stitching in the vintage colourway, but we'll have to see. Absolutely love that chart. I think it is it is just so great. And I think my students will find it quite funny as well. I joke with them that I'm evil and scary, and they all get upset and go, no, you're not evil and scary, we really like you. And I'm like, no, I'm evil and scary. You don't want to talk to me, you want to talk to everyone else. It's not going to work. They still come up, and I love the fact that they come up and talk to me, but I do joke with them. I tell them that the only scary thing on campus is me at 3 a.m. with no makeup, so behave. But yes, they think it's hysterical. Then I picked up Cardinal Kin by Plum Street Sampler. I've loved this one since it came out. And Polar Pack. Now the reason I picked these up is actually for the Polar Pack one, because this year my students have asked if they can have a Christmas tree with winter themed animals on it. So I've got the hands-on design Polar Plunge series, including the charity piece. So I'm planning to stitch those up before Christmas, and then I thought these would be really cute little ornaments as well that could go on the Christmas tree. I then picked up My Friend's House by Blackbird Designs. This is actually part of the Abecedarians series, which is 12 samplers. I'm not interested in doing all of them. I just saw this one which says the ornament of a house is the friends who frequent it, and I absolutely love that. So I would probably change the colorway up a little bit to be more my type of colorway, but absolutely love that chart. I think that's adorable. I then managed to find a couple of Prairie Scholars. So the first one is a reprint, so it's on the paper. This is Welcome Spring, but I don't really have any spring charts, so I thought this one would be really fun. And I could stitch a couple of these up and have them, I don't have to stitch the whole thing all at once, it can be a go back to, but I absolutely loved the sheep and her baby there, and the chicken with the babies up here. Those are probably the first two that I plan to stitch, but I think they're all absolutely adorable. The next one I picked up, these are cardboard ones. This is the Prairie Scholar Blue Moon. Just for those Halloween ornaments, were absolutely cute. I love the little skeletons. Would definitely be stitching those up. Might not be stitching them up this year. I may stitch one or two, I don't know. It just depends on how things go. And Boo to You, which is also one of the cardboard ones. I absolutely love that skeleton in the middle. I think he's adorable. Really into skeletons, I don't know why. I've got a witch themed stitching, but all of the things that I want to stitch are the skeletons. So absolutely cute, love those ones. I just think they're going to be good to have in my stash, so if I need to add some small Halloween pieces here and there. I then picked up 12 Days of Christmas by Tiny Modernist. I have so many 12 Days of Christmas charts, it's unbelievable. I don't know why I need so many. But most designers have done them. I just thought this was super fun and super colourful. Really quite enjoyed that one. This one actually keeps making me think of the 103 Flashy series. I don't know. But super fun, super cute. And the last one is one that I really would like to stitch soon. This is the Autumn Tree by Hallows from Liz Matthews. Absolutely love this pattern. I am going to be stitching it with Classic Colorworks Blackbird because I already had that in my stash. The called for is Weeks Dye Works Molasses, which would have a lot more variegation in it, but I have this in quite a few of my autumn pieces, so I think it would just tie it all in together. I have looked at these trees for ages, but this is one that I feel like it has to be fully finished. It can't just sit, sorry, there's a shadow. It can't just sit in my portfolio of finished cross stitches, which before this year I never really had anywhere to display the pieces. But then this year at the school I got the IKEA pegboards and I put those up on the bunk bed, so I have like little mini shelves to display. So this would be cute displayed up on there, and I definitely will be stitching it as the tree format. So that is that. Next, I don't think there's anything else I have to show you today. I've been talking for 41 minutes, so that's probably enough. I'm very torn between what I want to start next. So I know I have whips on the go, but I really want to start something new. I definitely want to, before the next video, I want to finish my free ornaments, fully finish them, the hands-on design ones, these ones here. I want to fully finish these, so that's something that I want to get done. And then I'm trying to work out if I want to start a new project, and if so, what. I'm very torn between the Gather, sorry, it's not called Gather, it's Doodle's Autumn piece by Heart in Hand. This one, I think I've got all the threads for this. I bought the threads specifically, one, they were on sale, but two, that way I was ready to go with this piece. But the other one is Hello from Liz Matthews Autumn Tree. I'm really trying to work out which out of the two I want to start. But at the moment, I just want to start everything. I definitely want to work at some point on how to be a mean mother. But I need to like work out the changes for that before I can really start stitching that one. So yeah, I've just got to work out what it is that I actually want to sit down and stitch. And I think both pieces are kitted up. I think it will just be a matter of when I actually sit down to stitch. Hopefully I get some stitching time in tomorrow if I'm not finishing the ornaments. It really depends on timing. So hopefully I will just be able to then just pick something up and start working on it. I want to carry on working on my Boo Spook Haunt by Hello from Liz Matthews. But that one is like a little progress each day. I don't want to push it, and when I have difficulty with my eyes, I can't see the 28 count. It's too small, whereas I can see 14, 16, 18, and I can even see a 20 count. But the way Aida is compared to linen, Aida is a lot easier for me to see. So that is that. I did get quite a few fabrics in the Coffee Crafts Fabric Super Sunday sale for this month, so those will be sent to the UK, and those haven't even shipped out yet. I'm in no rush for those because obviously I'm still here in France, but I will be picking those up, so I will have those hopefully to show you in the next video, if not the one afterwards. I absolutely love her fabric. She sells them on her Facebook group as a super sale once a month, so make sure you check out her Facebook group. I will list it in the description box below. I am now rambling on. It is now 12:56, so I definitely need to get into bed and go to sleep. But I have to clear up the gigantic mess which is currently my bed at the moment because everything is spread out everywhere. But I have so many stitching goodies. I've had such a lovely holiday. I have one more week before I travel back to France, so it's going to be a very busy week, making sure I get time with everyone to say goodbye and catch up with the last people I need to catch up with. And then I have a week back at school training with and getting everything ready. I've got to make sure all the students have got their flights booked, that I've got all the taxis booked, they all have bedrooms to go back to, and then I have all my training and everything that I have to do. So it's going to be, I imagine, a very busy 2 weeks, but I am looking forward to going back to work. I'm not looking forward to the business of it, but I am looking forward to going back to see all my work colleagues. I'm looking forward to moving back to the school. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I've got one more week with my family and I'm going to make the most of it. So I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed with me until this point in the video, thank you so much. Have a lovely stitching time. Happy stitching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!